Well, hello everybody. How are you doing? This is S. Anthony Thomas. This is the S. Anthony Thomas Show, and my guest this time is the funny and super cool returning guest, LaTice Mitchell. Now, what we talk about this time, of course, is comedy because she's a comedian, the host of Funny Bits Radio. But I also hold an intervention in this episode for her, where I try to get her and to convince her to eat real condiments, not that crap she actually likes. Look, I know you don't know what I'm talking about. It really doesn't matter. All you have to do is listen to the show, laugh, enjoy yourself, and I'm pretty sure, I'm very sure, I'm absolutely sure that's what you're going to do. So, are you ready for the show? Of course you are. Let's do it. Well, hello.
Well, hello.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
You are so silly. Thank you.
For those of you listening, obviously this is Miss LaTice Mitchell. She's been on the show before, and that's why I sang "Welcome Back." And you can thank her for having to listen to my lame ass singing.
Yeah, it's all my fault.
Yes. Now, I was just wondering because I remember the last time I had you on. I was teasing you because you were running down all the things that you were doing, all the shows you had lined up, and all that kind of stuff. And I was wondering, back then if you had somehow figured out how to create a wormhole.
Right, I remember. And clone myself or somehow.
Yeah, because it's really weird. Because that's the thing. See, it's like I know that like everybody's been shut down, know, and just literally shut down. But to somebody who was a type A plus, and by that I mean you, that absolutely has got to be like getting duct taped to a wall. When you, because I mean, like I said, you were going to.
It was touch and go for a while.
That's a lot of, because it's really weird. Because I mean, even for me, when I do this kind of things that I'm working on in secret, it's a difficult thing. But I mean, just to go outside, like you're in South Jersey.
Yes.
Right. And so I don't know exactly how bad in your particular city things have gotten when regards to COVID-19.
Yeah.
I know, because it's just really weird watching a bunch of people walking around with masks on.
Yeah, we're out here walking around with masks on now, and good thing is, things are starting to come back slowly. Last month, July, our governor opened up, a few things like salons and restaurants have started to pick up, but everything is outside other than the salons. But everybody's taking the precautions, like at the nail salon, they have the dividers up. They have things hanging down from the ceiling for the pedicure chairs, and then for your nails, there's a big divider, and you kind of put your hand through the slot type of deal. And I could not be more happy. Okay, I'm so glad that things are starting to open back up. And in the meantime, comedy took a halt, yes, and but it's been working its way back. I have been doing shows outside, yay!
Oh man!
And and I'm getting booked for things outside now, so it is really, really cool. And I also have a 9 to 5 now. So I kind of had to pivot. Yeah, I had to pivot and make some money outside of comedy. And yeah, so I am actually talking to people all day, believe it or not, wearing our masks in Walmarts throughout South Jersey.
Oh man, it's really weird because you essentially right now, because of COVID, you're getting the LA treatment.
Right. Pretty much.
People become very highly skilled in comedy, then go out to Los Angeles and you can't get on stage for a while, so you wind up taking a regular job, and you're like, what the hell is this?
Right. No, but I'm not, I've never been a stranger to work. I worked since I
Mm.
was 15 at I'm doing air quotes that you cannot see, regular jobs. And I love what I'm doing. I actually just recently got a promotion and now I'm like in a leadership role. I'm learning to interview people. I'm training for that now. So yeah, I'm moving on up and I still get to do comedy. So I'm super excited.
How are you enjoying? Because it's a very similar thing happened to me. I moved out to Los Angeles and I started
Uh-huh.
working for this big company, and then I wound up working in the HR department.
Oh, wow.
Oh, hey man.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a
ooh,
lot of human interaction.
ooh. The thing about it was, and I didn't mind it at all because a lot of people came in, they were very qualified for the job, and it was very easy for me. You know, when you're doing the interviews to see whether to
Hmm.
hire someone, it's very easy when they come and qualified. You're essentially going, okay, this person is, I gotta talk to about 10 more people, but this person's pretty much it right here.
Right.
And then you have people that come in and you're going, why did you even walk? Why did you,
Right.
because, 'cause at that point, they were trying to weed people out. So they do the general knowledge questions, basically just
Hmm.
shove people out the door like, you don't know who the president is, and we're out of here. The eject button, you know. But that's a weird thing because when you do both, you
Uh-huh.
know, uh, you have because I know that when I had to do it, like I said, the HR department, I had this feeling of being in the starting blocks, like when you're racing, because I
Yeah.
at Friday I was going to be changing in the car or something and shooting to a show,
Right. Yep.
and that is a great feeling to know that I am able to get rid of these people and I'm sick of these bastards.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sick of all the audiences and get the hell out of here.
Right,
But
right. Talking through your teeth.
yeah, but when you but the thing is, but you said that everything is kind of opening back up. Uh,
Yeah.
have you partaking in the outdoor dining and things of that nature, or did you have stuff
I
that?
have. Yeah, back in June, we actually I went to the Chickies and Pete's close to me in Marlton. And also Joe's Crab Shack in Deptford. In the span of like the same weekend too. It was so funny. And yeah, everybody's outside, everybody's wearing their masks. It's and most of the restaurants, all of the restaurants are only doing takeout and outdoor dining. So it's a little different, but the food was amazing and I'm still alive, so that's good.
Well, you haven't run any across any quote Karens unquote
Right.
in Walmart, have you?
No, you know what? No, it's crazy because I end up being a Karen. I see people and I'm like, where's your mask, sir? Like, this is not acceptable at all. There was a guy just walking around Walmart one day. I guess he got in because now they also have everything roped off. So you have to enter one way and exit the other. And they have people standing guard, making sure people have their masks on. So I'm assuming this gentleman, came in and like removed his mask immediately. And I'm like, and so security was literally chasing him through the store.
I'm sitting there going, and you didn't record any of this.
Right. No, I'm like, mm-mm. I'm trying to make my money too. So I'm like, I said, oh, wow, this is interesting. And I guess they escorted him out, but I said, listen, people will do what they want to do when they
I've
want to
ne-
do it.
I've never seen anybody that is so adamant about doing something that stupid.
Right, right. And I don't understand it either. Trust me, I really don't.
Listen, everybody, I'm telling you right now, this is the governor. Do not do that thing where you put your hand on the table and then you stab the knife quickly through the fingers. Don't
Right,
do it.
right. Everybody loves that game. That's a fun game to play.
I'm an American with six fingers left, and I'm doing it.
Yeah, exactly. As long as I still have some, I'm gonna keep playing. Yep.
Yeah, because that's what I'm going to ask you. When did you have the fireworks blowing up where you were?
Yeah, not as bad as in Philly, but yes, they were.
Uh, Now, I wanted to ask you about this. You're doing Funny Bits Radio. No,
Yeah, so we changed the name a little bit to it's just Funny Bits Podcast. Same energy though. And yeah, so we did a reboot for it. What was that, in July, early July. And I think we're up to today. We actually are going to record episode 8, but everything is still going to air, on Friday Eve, because you know how I feel about Friday Eve. It's more festive than saying Thursday. So,
indeed.
um, yes, so it will still come out tomorrow, just at a later time because of my new work schedule. So that's how that happened. So we're not going to be live anymore. We're going to pre-record and then just post it.
Did you prefer doing it live?
Yes, I like the live show. It's so much fun. It's so much fun.
Who does this? So do you edit it or do you go
No,
pretty much live to tape?
yep, that's it. Live, and then we're like, it's there. And then it's just, it's out
Hmm.
there.
Yeah, that is really weird. And you also you do it video what? You do the video via Zoom, correct?
Yeah, we're doing, yeah. So now, actually, we're on StreamYard, which I love. So everything is connected. I can actually do a live broadcast on Facebook and on YouTube simultaneously, which I really like.
That is one of the wonders of social media
I know.
because I
Well,
know
everybody had to think of something to do, and I have been doing all these Zoom shows, and I still have a couple actually coming up this month, and along with some more live shows. But yeah, I'm like, I've been trying to stay, busy with comedy, and now, like I said, just started this new job. It'll only be a month and about another 2 weeks or so. So yeah, I'm having a good time.
that was weird because I've been some of my friends have said to me, "You got to come on the Zoom show." I haven't done it yet.
You
Uh,
should. What are you waiting for?
well, man, I got 2 podcasts, so you know, it's
Yeah,
like
you're busy.
that's the thing. People go, "Come on, S, you got to do our show," and I'm going, "Oh, sure. When is it?" Da, 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 da. I'm going,
Yeah, that's right in the middle of
yeah.
whatever you are planning on doing.
It's like
Right. Well,
how come you don't do social? I have 2 podcasts. It's kind of
right.
I edit.
Well, I'm going to ask you right now if you're usually going to be available on a Tuesday around 6, because that's when we're recording ours, and I want to get you on our show too.
Tuesdays at 6.
Hmm.
It does actually sounds pretty good.
Okay, well, mark it down, and just as a question mark, and we'll see, like, maybe the 18th or the 25th I can get you on, and then it'll air on that same week, but on Thursday.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna the day and the time is good. We'll get together
Yes.
on the date though. Yeah.
Yes,
Now,
for
now,
sure.
now tell me about the. Now tell me about the. I keep hearing people talk about Zoom open mic nights
Uh-huh.
and Zoom
Um,
stand up. I don't. What's explain?
it's the same. It's just on Zoom, so everybody is literally like in the Zoom room, and comedy happens. It's so much fun. So I do this regular one on Sunday nights. There was Fergie's over in Philly. They used to have, obviously, the Sunday night Fergie's open mic. So
Mm-hmm.
Kat Mosley, who runs that, she started like right at the like when the quarantine hit, she immediately took to Zoom and started doing the showcase via Zoom. And she calls it "Sucks to be Quarantined" at Fergie's open mic. And it's every Sunday. So this thing has grown immensely, and it's literally 2 parts to the show. She has a regular crew and then a host crew that I'm actually a part of because I've hosted the show before. So, and there's always at least 40 comedians between both halves that, do 3 minute sets, and some people do 5 minute sets, but it's so much fun. And we literally like clown the entire night. So when I say they go live at 9 p.m. and it goes until about probably 1 in the morning.
Oh, gee, this is like being there,
Yeah, for sure. It's
especially the
so much fun.
comics part.
Yeah, yeah. It is so much fun though. Oh my gosh, we like literally talk trash the entire night. It's hilarious.
And I see, and what I've noticed is you have you've poisoned your daughter with the comedy bug.
I didn't poison her. She gets it naturally. But it's funny because she's like, she doesn't want to be called a comedian. She's like, okay, I did that. And if I want to do it again, I will. So she went through Vince Valentine's class actually. And they have their big, showcase at the end of the 6 or 8 weeks, however long it was. And she had a great performance. And then she was like, "All right, that was fun. I don't know if I'm gonna do it again, but that was cool."
And the funny thing is, I respect it because there are people that that visit comedy to do it because they go, I just want to try that.
Yep.
It's like I want to go to France. I want to see the sights. I want to look at the
Right.
Tower. I want to go to the Louvre. Okay,
Yep.
did it.
That's it. Did
I'm
that. Check
I'm
it
hitting
off the
back.
list.
And but this thing,
Yep.
I did it. That's it. We're done here. Because that was a really weird thing because it's the same thing like with the pod and funny bits radio and my pod is when the people get into doing podcasts and things of the nature or radio or whatever,
Hmm.
everybody hears the what we do on the other side, but they don't know what it takes to do that every single week.
Yes.
And,
Yes.
and
It's a lot.
you know,
It's a lot.
you know, and that's what they have that term called pod fading
Yeah.
because people will do 6 or 7. I'm like, hey man, this is like work, bro.
Right.
And then they got to
Well,
get the
yeah,
heck
it's a
out
lot that goes into it. And normally, like with my crew, because so it's me, Carl, Larry, and Kayla. We're all, hosts of the show. But every week, I'm like, okay, we were having like a pre-show powwow to get like the topics together. I type up everything. Like I have a template for the rundown
there.
and how the show is going to go. And we think of topics and we're like, okay, let's touch on this, let's touch on this. And I like to do like the celebrity birthdays for the day, and I do the national calendar days too. So we have fun with that. And it's a whole nice mixture. But yeah, I have to have a rundown, I have to have it organized because I would forget or we'd like veer off. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
there's four of us together, everybody's thinking of something else, and I'm like, all right, so I usually end up being the one to like wrangle everybody back in and steer the show, but we have a good time, and it is work, it's work.
You are the Whoopi Goldberg of Funny Bits Radio.
I really am, and I love it.
And that's really an interesting thing because when you have a bunch of people on the show, and it's different obviously because when they're sitting there, there's always that little like if you're on Zoom or any kind of video streaming service, as good as they are, and they are all surprisingly good. And I am old enough to remember when there was no internet, you
Right.
know, there was
Yeah,
no
for
cell
sure.
phone, and now all of a sudden, I could talk to somebody in China in real time, and
Right.
it's just that little bit of a delay, that little shade of a delay that doesn't seem like much, but in the course of a conversation, it throws everything off. If you're in the same room, you can look at the person and know when they're really done talking.
Mhm.
But if you
Mhm.
do it on Zoom, I mean, I'm assuming there's a little bit of a wait, wait, wait.
No, you'd be surprised. I think they've worked out the kinks since everybody first started jumping on there as well. Because I was actually teaching class through there too. Because I'm one of the instructors at Fit over in Philly, and for a minute the classes were halted, and then Greg was like, here's what we're gonna do, and I was teaching my 101 and my 201 on Zoom, so it helped out a lot.
Now remember, you're talking to me, and I get it. I know what you're talking about, but the
Yeah.
people listening to us have no idea what fit is. So could you explain it to them?
Oh, it just stands for Philly Improv Theater. So, and that they offer a lot of different classes. They have the stand up, they have improv, they have sketch, even acting, and they put on live shows normally every day of the week prior to the shutdown for COVID-19.
Now, how are you enjoying? Because I've actually taught comedy classes back in the day,
Yeah,
and I came in with my notes and my notepads. I had little, charts and everything for everybody. You
yeah,
know, I taught it as, as if, I was teaching, a class to college kids. Um,
yeah, yeah.
and
That's pretty much the same thing.
yeah, and then, but but you can always look out and you're seeing maybe like 15, 20 people in front of you. And
Hmm.
I'm looking at them and the whole time I'm thinking, I think one of these people is actually, maybe two, are actually going to do it more than 15.
Pursue it. Hmm.
The rest of them, it's like the people that I knew in my
Hmm.
personal life that knew what I did and they found out what I did. And they go, oh, yeah, I'd like to try it. I'd like to take an improv class and a class on juggling and triple fire eating and all.
Right.
First of all, none of that applies to me. you know,
Right.
I have not eaten any fire. But how did you feel about maybe the first time you go to them when they go, okay, LaTice, I want you to teach class here in Thursday. How much lead time between them asking you to do it and then actually going to do it did you have?
When everything shut down, or
Oh, no,
originally when
you
they first asked?
when you were first approached to teach a comedy class to
Oh yeah.
teaching of the class, how much time between those two moments?
There was a good amount of time in between, because they do it by session. So I was approached, I guess it's going on 2.5 years ago,
Mhm.
to join the staff over there, and I was like, what, you want me to do what?
Mhm.
And so I was like, yeah, I would love to. And yeah, it was wild at first. I mean, actually going to the building and having your own classroom and meeting people. But probably between the time they asked me, it was a good 2 to 3 months, because I also then had to get the curriculum together for them. They had like kind of a blueprint, and then they asked me to kind of like tweak it. So I had time to do that, and then it had to be approved, and then of course it was approved, and so yeah, it was probably about 2 months in between, 2 to 3 months. Um, yeah. So, and then I just, went in and was like, all right, this will be for week one, and this will be week two, and just getting to know, like, meeting absolute strangers and then getting to know them through comedy is very, very, it's rewarding for me. I find it interesting and rewarding all at the same time, because you have these different personalities. But what my experience has been, everybody comes in there, usually they're already funny.
Mhm.
Okay, like you can't teach anybody to be funny, and I say that in my class straight out the gate. Like I specifically am there to help them structure and to like figure out how to actually present the jokes, on stage, and paint a solid picture for the audience. And that's how I explain it. But yeah, they come in, they're already funny. They just need to know how to structure their jokes.
You did a much better job than I did. I'll be honest with you, even though I didn't see what you did.
Really?
And I'll tell you why. Because when they came and I walked in and I said, "You losers are nothing without me.
No, you did not.
Now sit down and give me 10 push-ups." No, I'm just kidding.
Straight drill sergeant on
Right.
them.
That wasn't funny. Smack.
Right. They
But
thought
it was
you.
really weird to maybe see if it was really weird to when I was there because I literally I think there were maybe five people younger than me at the time. I was in my 30s at the time. There were like five
Okay.
people younger than me, So this is like 20 years ago, obviously. And a bunch of people that were like my age, 27, and
Hmm.
they were like 40, 50-year-olds and 6-year-olds. And it was really weird because I had the information that they wanted. I was, it was like kind of weird to have people older than me that I would normally be deferential to
Hmm.
hitting me with that, Mr. Thomas, Mr.
Right.
I'm going, oh, man.
Yeah, it happens.
It was really weird. But the best part is at the end, after the last class, and you can see the amazing improvement of people because they came in, even if
Hmm.
they didn't plan on making it their career, they you can tell they took tools away that they use in their regular life, which is a pretty interesting thing to see.
Exactly. That's exactly what happens in the the beginning of the class. We do that whole get to know you, and I always ask, what brought you here? And some legitimately are like, I just want to be able to speak in public easy, without being terrified. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like for whatever reason, their job, they have to get up and do presentations and they don't feel comfortable and they decide to take a comedy class. And I think that is so cool.
And you took improv classes as a student and things of that nature, did you not?
I did, yeah, I did improv and sketch with them years ago. And in New York, I was at Magnet Theater for a hot minute too.
A hot minute.
Yeah,
They have
I
like, oh,
took
they
their
probably have like
101.
workshops, right?
Yeah, I took their 101. It was so much fun. And we had, the class, show and everything. It was fun. And I took it with a fellow comedian actually from Philly, Jess Carpenter, and we would go up every Sunday to New York, and it was like our little adventure.
That is. Do you remember the going to New York your first time doing comedy?
Yeah, it was in May of 2009, and I went up for Ochi's Lounge comedy. It was a Sunday too. And they're not even there anymore because the main club was comics and it was like on
Mhm.
14th Street.
Yeah.
And downstairs they had Ochi's Lounge and this is where all the beginners, would come. And in fact, Khalees Hawkins, she had a mic, and then I found Ed Till's mic and he ran that on Sunday nights, and that's how I started meeting all these cool, New York comedians. And then shortly after that I started getting on shows, and my first show was at Broadway with Jeff Lawrence and friends. And that's where I met Nikki Sunshine. We were on the same show. There was a few people. I think Carolyn Busa, she was on that show too. It was so funny. I found the flyer. You ever like find old flyers? Like, and I found this because I had it printed out, and I saved it. And I found it recently. I was like, oh my gosh, this was like my first New York show. Yeah, it was like in September of '09.
So this is like right after you started.
Yeah, yeah, shortly thereafter. Because I started January of '09, and then I started like going up to New York, and yeah, so it helped a lot.
Isn't it weird when you go up there the first time and there's so many clubs stacked on top of each other
Right,
that you
right.
get a
I did not know anything about comedy in New York.
that's why until you learn how to write, until you know what your comedy voice sounds like and you can just write it in a vacuum for the most part. It
Yeah.
was really weird because I was 17 the first time I went up there
Oh, wow.
to do comedy, and it was a culture shock for me
Mm-hmm.
because I go up there, I'm going, man, this ain't gonna be any different. I'm from Philly, you know what I mean? I'm gonna come up to New York, ain't gonna
Right.
be. I'm gonna go up there and do my thing, and these guys were getting 7 times as much stage time as I was getting.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I'm going, what the hell? I was used to being like in the top 1%, and now I'm all of a sudden I'm in the top half. I'm like, hey, what the hell is this? I ain't come up here to get
Right.
my butt waxed, you know.
Right.
Uh,
Quick
if,
shot to the ego for
I was
sure.
like, geez, man, been dude 2 years older than me or 6 years past me in development because of all that
Right.
stage stuff.
Right. Yep.
Because literally, you go up there, you could have an idea, it's funny. By the end of the night, you did it 6 times.
Yep.
So
And
basically,
we
you now
already
know
worked it
that
out.
that bit can go right into your act in a day.
Mm-hmm.
It would take me a
Yep.
month, you know.
To work it out.
I was sitting there, I was like, and that's when I started going up. I was going up there. I did shows here. I went up to there 5 days a week. I did weekend shows. I did bar gigs in Jersey. I was like, I ain't getting,
Hmm.
nobody's getting more stage time than me. And I know, and somebody said, in a couple of decades, a woman named LaTice will be on stage more than anybody.
Oh, you heard that voice.
She'll metamorphosize in 15 clubs simultaneously.
Right. Yes.
Yeah,
I'll
oh,
tell you, like, what really got me, like, I don't know, I guess stage tough was like doing those late night shows. Seymour Swan had a midnight show where he would have the Sisters of Comedy, and it literally was like Khalees Hawkins, Phoebe Robinson, Yamanika Saunders, me, um, what's her name?
mhm.
The Wayans,
Kim.
no, no, the young one.
Oh, the guy, the lady.
Yeah, who just did the special with Tiffany Haddish. She was there. Like we used to all just be there. This was a Saturday night midnight show, and let me tell you, that place would be packed, and they would all come to see these women perform. It was so much fun. Yeah, Nikki Sunshine and Liz Fabulous and everybody, and it was amazing. And shortly after that, like I said, I started doing that, and by like 2011, I want to say, yeah, like 2010, 2011, Seymour actually let me host. He started hosting the shows, and I was the first woman to ever host one of his shows, and also for Jamie Roberts' show that he used to run, Sunday Night Live. I was the first woman to host his shows too, and so it was amazing.
That is just it's a really interesting. It's really interesting to have that city so close to you.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
there's many people in the middle of the country we would kill to be in
Mhm.
South Jersey or to be in Manhattan Beach, California. You know,
Yeah. Right.
45 minutes, 30 minutes away from the media center. You know,
Yep.
uh, most of us are wise enough to stay in New Jersey and not move up there and wind up being drained down.
Right.
Are you gonna move up to the city? Hell no.
Well, to be honest, if I didn't have kids, like if I didn't have a family, I would have been up there by now.
Oh,
But where we are, like I like the school district. My middle child he'll be a freshman this year in September, and then the little one is starting kindergarten. So it was a big factor for me. But yeah, if I was, unattached, I would have been up there.
yeah. Well, it's really an interesting thing because living in the media center itself,
Hmm.
because I lived right in Hollywood, and
Wow.
yeah, I lucked into that because it's like I auditioned for. Oh, this I'm gonna. Everybody knows how old I am. Screw it. Uh, I was auditioning for In Living Color before it got canceled.
Ooh, oh wow.
So I'm like, yeah, I already got my head on. Yeah, they gonna pick this thing up. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go and slide it.
Yeah.
That didn't
Yeah.
happen. So it got canceled. I moved to LA, and it's
Mhm.
really weird because when you move into Los Angeles, I was glad that I had gone up to New York at 17 and got my teeth kicked in because by
Wow.
by the time I moved to Los Angeles, nothing phased me. I am culture shock immune at this point. And I'm still in my 20s now. You could set
Right.
somebody on fire in the front row, and I'm like, yeah, that's nice. Put this lady out. Anyway, these two guys walk in, and right, because you're a decade plus in the game at this point, right? So
Hmm.
let's be honest. Somebody go walk in there with a grenade, and you'd be like, "That's cute. Yeah, pick that shrapnel up." So anyway, like I said, being a woman in New Jersey, it's like you slide right into the bed
Right, right.
because you've seen everything. You've heard every heckle.
Yep.
I've seen I've seen fights in my audience. Uh, I've seen people pass out.
Oh, yeah.
I saw people were throwing ketchup bottles at my opening acts, full
Mhm.
ketchup bottles. He ain't funny, you know, and still had to go on. Ironically, it
Mhm.
went well. Funny.
Yeah.
Now, I want to tease you about something because I
Oh, we're
like
gonna
you.
get into it.
Oh, you know what's coming. Don't act like you don't know
We're
what
gonna talk about it
you
before I get out of here.
know for last, just in case, you know.
Yeah.
um, and I have no choice but to work you over for your ridiculous, insane. I have no idea if you had some edibles before you typed it.
I
Uh,
did not, sir. No.
you should
It
have
is
said you
a
did
true
because it's
statement.
ridiculous.
Nope. True statement.
Ridiculous.
Go ahead. Put me on
Okay, now
blast. I can, and then I'll say my side of the story.
you you have no side because you're wrong and you should be ashamed of yourself.
Oh, please clue the audience in on what we are actually talking about.
Okay, now LaTice is a South Jersey lady. I am originally from Philly, and usually a person, and I'm a little older than she is, but usually a person at when you get to a certain age and a certain level of success in your career, it implies a level of culinary sense
Oh Lord. You using the word culinary for this?
and
Oh wow.
a palate
Okay.
that tastes good. Now,
Keep building it up so it just fizzles.
now in different countries, like the people that are listening in Europe, first of all, I love y'all, but shut up because y'all dip mayonnaise, y'all dip your French fries in mayonnaise. So I don't want no damn
Ooh,
emails from y'all. So shut up. Love y'all,
right.
but shut up. She says she likes to eat. Oh, hold on. Oh God. Oh, Miracle Whip. Oh God. Oh,
Yes, Miracle Whip. Say it again.
no. Oh God. I can't. Hold on.
Mhm.
Oh. Tell me what
Miracle Whip.
Tell me, first of all, sometimes they call that garbage salad dressing, which means even they don't know what it is.
First of all, let me go. I grew up on Miracle Whip, okay? It was always in my refrigerator. My mama, who is a black woman, okay, always kept Miracle Whip in the refrigerator. Now, I'm not saying I'm opposed to mayonnaise. I've had mayo plenty of times. I used to eat bologna and cheese sandwiches, and that would be regular mayonnaise. But I prefer, and I will say that again, I prefer Miracle Whip. It
First of all,
is tangier. It just tastes better all the way around. And when I think about eating sandwiches as a kid, that is the taste that I have on white Wonder
oh,
Bread and Miracle Whip. Yes, with
oh,
turkey and cheese. Yes,
oh
sir.
God, why? Now, are you one of those people that takes the Miracle Whip with the split? Are you a knife Miracle Whip spreader or a spoon Miracle Whip
Ah,
spreader?
definitely a knife. Knife.
Oh my God, it's like when I had some teenage relatives staying with me for a while.
Hmm.
I had to. First of all, I don't even bring that into the house. It's like if you walked up to my house, the front door with Miracle Whip in your hands. You ever seen that commercial where they're trying to sell the dip and the people try to put the food in the dip and the food moves itself not to go into the bowl?
Yes.
That is what the bottle would do at my door. It's Anthony's in there. He hates us. Get out. Get
Right.
I might actually call the police. I'm a little
Hilarious.
threatened. Somebody's trying to bring Miracle Whip in my house, and I might have to stab them. Uh, I just, because the thing is, remember, I put on Facebook. I asked my friends. I was teasing my friends um, about cheesesteaks and what they like on them and all that kind of stuff. And everybody on my other podcast, and I'm teasing you here, but what I eat is even worse to other people. Even though I think Miracle Whip is like a sucking on your shoe, but that's different. And I'm gonna get to this real fast because I know you squeezed me in before your other show. So
No
when I
worries.
eat my tuna sandwich, my tuna hoagie
Yeah.
consists of, oh God,
What?
mustard, spicy mustard,
Mustard with tuna?
and barbecue sauce
Oh no. See, you just out of pocket right now.
on
This
the
sounds
tuna
horrible.
with the yes. I'm telling you, I did an episode where I described my tuna sandwich, the one I'm telling to you about
Mm-mm.
right now. I have
Mm-mm.
I have never, to this date, with a much bigger audience, ever gotten ridiculed from different countries, including the United States. I turned
As you should, as you should. That
I,
sounds like something that they made on Chopped that then gets chopped, okay? Because that is horrible.
yes, it gets chopped right in half so you can share it with
No,
people. It,
no.
it's half
Get-
to you. So you eat Miracle Whip, death juice,
right.
like at the death level. And I'm telling you right now, young lady, tuna hoagie with, hook up the tuna hoagie on top any way you want to, but you take the bread and you put the spicy mustard Gouldens on one side and you put the barbecue sauce on the other side. That kills Miracle Whip. Miracle Whip stinks.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. But I will give you credit, true Philly homegrown, using the word hoagie, you know.
Yeah, I was born there.
Right.
First 3 years of my life there. I can't say it the other way without my mouth hurting.
Right. Yeah. Right.
All right. Now
Oh,
I know
goodness.
you have to go record another show, and I'm glad. I'm thank you for squeezing me in here. Before we go,
Sure.
I want you to tell everybody where all of your stuff is, where you're going to be, your website,
Okay.
name of your shows. Hit them with all of that.
Sure, sure. All right. So on social media, it's under LaTice Comedy. You know, that's LA, capital TICE Comedy. That's on everything, Instagram, Twitter, and of course, Facebook. And I have a separate Facebook page called LaTice Jokes. You can go to that one. Please like that page, follow me there. And my website is also laticecomedy.com. And August 15th, I will be in Bethlehem, PA, performing at Steel Stacks outside at the Old Town Square, and I cannot wait. I'm actually headlining that show. Super excited. And I have a couple other Zoom things coming up, but I post everything online, so please follow me. And that's about it.
Now, before we go, like I said, I know I appreciate it. You squeezing me before your other recording for you doing your other show.
Yeah,
I
thank
just want to
you.
say, eventually, we're gonna cross paths.
Of course, I hope so.
Okay, and at some point we're going to be playing on the same show. And obviously, when you're comics and you're playing on the same show, you eat. I'm going to be someplace where you're eating Miracle Whip, and I promise you, the first 3 times, I will not change my facial expression.
I've never been out and had Miracle Whip yet. If we're gonna be out at a club or somewhere, you'll probably see me eating wings or some type of seafood. Anything seafood that I will eat that.
At one of these times, as a joke, I'm going to show up at a gig. We're going to be in the same place, and we're all comics are going to be eating, and I'm just going to put Miracle Whip on the table, see if you die for it.
That's so horrible. I was laughing at all the comments under that post because I knew what it was gonna look like before I posted it, which is why I posted it.
Well, I tell you something right now, as someone who we obviously follow each other on Facebook,
Hmm.
every time you mention that, I'm going to ridicule you, just to let you know in advance.
Right.
All
I
right.
already know what to expect from you.
Oh, it's coming. And
Yeah.
I want to thank you for coming on. We will do it again. We will do it
Yes, we
again.
will. Thank
And
you for
and
having me back. This was so much fun as it was before.
I love talking to you. And
Thank
please
you.
try some real condiments, okay?
Fine,
take
fine.
take care.
Take care. All right, you too.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, now I gotta know. I gotta know. Show's over. You heard that intervention at the end of the show. Who do you agree with? Do you think Miracle Whip is awesome, or do you love my incredible, absolutely perfect tuna hoagie recipe? Who do you agree with? Now, here's a hint though. You guys are actually my listeners, so you should probably agree with me. Okay? She was only here the one time, and she'll come back again, but I'm going to be here every week, so I'm just saying. If you're going to agree with one of us, I would suggest you agree with, yours truly. I'm definitely not trying to fix the selection. Okay, you have all of our social media. Let me know what you think. Tweet me, Facebook me, I don't care. Just let me know, who do you agree with? Miracle Whip? No. Or my tuna recipe? Yay! You dig? Much love to you. Thanks for listening. I'll see you next time.